Hello, everyone, and welcome to Arena 51. I am Hell, and with me co-casting, is Buzzkill Lover. We all know love him. Let's fucking go. We also have for today's game, a little scrim for you all. Budget Chuck versus Jade. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, anything you want to say? Lover of Buzz Girls?
Not too much to add there. Thanks for the great intro. I am ready to jump on in as soon as the teams are ready here. I think someone is running a bit late, so we are running
Yeah.
a little late alongside them as well. Oh, we are not playing goats. Good God. Somebody start this lobby before we end up playing goats.
Not again. No.
You can't make me.
You can't make me. I won't go back. Not in the brick jail. No.
Oh man. Oh yeah, no, it looks like we are gonna have we're gonna be seeing Budget Shock again. Always good to see some friendly faces. I believe it was Budget Shock who were doing the Silly Sunday with us not too long ago, messing around with the fun crowd control game modes.
Ooh. Nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure that was a fun cast. Watching chat just team kill both teams at the same time. That was
That's
just yeah. Team fights happening. Boom. 10 kills.
Very
Like,
nice.
okay. We're heading into the first map, and it will be Busan.
Lovely map to start off on. Very also diverse things that you can play here. Everything from Farah to Ball and so forth and on. The first map is gonna be train station, so we'll see what teams choose.
Probably going to see a bit of Echo here, more so than a Pharah, if I had to take a guess. You know, Pharah hasn't been too prevalent in the meta. I know some World Cup teams have been running a bit of Pharah, but it doesn't seem to be too favored in our little neck of the woods here.
Yeah, I know. And so far it seems that we're going to see a bit of a brawl on the side of Budget Chuck here, and on the side of Jade, it's gonna be this Chaos comp that's gonna try and just get them picks. Brigitte, of course, to safeguard Bucky here on the Zen, and Hasbula playing that Sombra to try and open up some nice attacks in on the Kiriko probably, and maybe also the tank to burst it down every now and again.
Yeah, I am going to be curious what the Sombra can get up here. It's going to be up to not only the Sombra, but also her team and the entire side of Jade to try to get something going around those hacks and really utilize that extra damage taken. I believe it is 25% extra damage taken on any hack target. So that plus a Discord Orb does get scarily high.
Oh yeah. Then all of a sudden, that one little tap from Break almost deals as much damage as a shotgun blast from Reaver.
Yeah, it can get real scary there for some of these backliners, but Fusion Fin and Fob are notably very hard to pin down. I'm curious what Linnell is gonna end up actually picking. I doubt we're gonna be seeing a Hog here.
Yeah, I know. It's also not gonna be the greatest against what they're playing. You can hook Matt here on the Ball, but it's usually not gonna be enough to kill Ball. We're gonna see if they're gonna swap for the Sombra, as I've seen it be one of the better ways to deal with Ball. At least in my
I do like the Junker Queen pick. We've seen Junker Queen being picked a bit more often now in these brawl comps. That second speed boost can be really nice. You know, even if your Lucio does use speed, you're not stuck somewhere where like Ramatro might be a little bit more stuck without a speed boost there or without his Nemesis form.
Absolutely. We're seeing some last-minute changes here on the side of Budget Shock. They're not quite ready for what they want.
There are no secrets.
I have a feeling they're watching the stream and just listening to us just absolute panic over every swap they make.
Budget. But yeah, no, it's gonna be a mirror comp here, as we can see.
We're going to have both teams rolling out here on the Sombras, on the Balls, and it looks like it's going to be Matt trying to take control of this Mega Pack first. It's going to be Jade who wants to play around that Mega. for that extra healing. Dozy has a great
nice hack
whip
there.
shot there. Yeah, and that's already
Great
Lanao
whip
going
up
down
and
early
hack.
here. Nunchi finds 2 here in the fight. That's going to be big for the side of Jade, and the cap is now going over to the side of Jade.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Great team play by both Doozy, but also Hasbulla ready to get that hack on Lunove.
Yeah, and
really
that is such a
good.
fast fight that there's almost no ultimates here, but Nucci's going real low there as the dive's coming through from the side of Budget Shock here. Lanao is hacked up, but it's going to be Matt going down to J9 first. Hasbulla is not really able to get that hack up, but is able to stay in invis there, not quite choosing to reveal himself now. Bucky is under a bit of pressure from Lanao. He is going to get hacked out mid-slam, though. Then great hack from Hasbulla, denied any pressure from that ball. But Swift is still in here and trying to pressure out the backline. Dozy's doing a great job, though, protecting it. There's that.
Yeah, and it's a great comeback here from Jade. They were a bit in trouble, but they managed to sustain the fight. They pull back. They don't want to end the fight immediately. And they keep it going, and then they come back with a nice revenge kill. Nunchi going down, but it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah, J9 finds the diff in his counterpart there. Tracer will be back in the fight fairly soon. Matt also finding Fob will delay any push here from Budget Shock.
Yeah. Let's see as ult's coming here, who is going to engage first. A nice hack here on Hanbula, but the ult comes through. Will it be enough to find a kill, however? Lunove down really low, will get out with one's life intact.
Just in case.
That goes down.
Bucky cannot be killed here on the Zen. He is also sitting on that Transcendence, but it looks like Budget Shock did almost get the back cap there with J9, still lingering on the point here, but he should be getting out here momentarily.
Okay. But it's a good chance here for Budget Shock to win an early ult here, and a lovely pulse bomb onto Fab here. Ult coming in here. Oh, but it's gonna get countered, and it's looking very strong for Jade.
Yeah, Jade is standing tall on the point. The changes to EMP means you don't have to be as preemptive with that Transcendence, and we saw that right there with Bucky choosing to transcend a few seconds after the EMP, and they didn't lose any members.
Yeah. Really a nice play here on the side of Jade, showing a lot of strength on that composition. We'll see if they change it here for Temple with the little drummy drum.
The little one and the much bigger one as well.
Oh yes.
Little one off
the
the
other
side.
team have the worst instruments. They're inferior. They're just little guitars.
I would be shocked if we don't see any long range Shinsuke. No Ashe, no Cassidy. Normally this is kind of an Ashe's playground.
Oh yes, definitely. Especially because of all of the sidelines you can take. Dynamite can be so useful to get damage on someone behind the corner or anything like that. And it's just a bit too tiny for Widow to make a whole lot of sense, because Widow can get flanked too easily.
Flanked and dove. It is one monkey jump across this entire point. So a lot of these backlines are squishies to a lot of dives, whether that's from a Winston, from a Diva, or in this case from a Wrecking Ball.
Yeah. Might be why they're choosing that. Probably thinking to themselves, it's better to one, both train this composition, and two, keep that tempo up and just really go for the enemy. Fusion Fin here on Kiriko. We'll see if that's permanent.
What's up?
Well,
change.
While Ashe is more mobile, she is not exactly still mobile, right? So it looks like both teams are going to opt in for an all-in dive where they can see their essentially the supports will have sightlines on both DPS at all times, so they don't have to worry about splitting up the team into like a 2-3 kind of dive or anything like that.
Where's the fun in playing fair?
5, 4,
And here we go.
2, 1. Capture the objective.
And we're going to be rolling out on the same compositions as last round here.
Fusion Fin on the Kiriko here. We're gonna see interesting change here. It's to try and get ball sustained through the hacks.
Fusion Fin has also been a monster historically on Kiriko with some really crispy aim doing a lot of damage.
Ooh, what a kill here on J9.
That's a big kill. That's a lot of damage and pressure missing from the side of Budget Shock now. And now Matt's going to be free to slam in now, trying to get something onto Fob. Now with that hack, that Brig is looking oh so tasty. And yep, will get gobbled up there by the hamster. Swift is going to try to delay the point as much as they can, but will eventually be sent back to spawn.
Yeah. It's a nice showing here on the side of Jade. Juice and Finn also not too quick with that Spirit Fox. Of Fox Spirit, but we'll see if that cleanse can come on whatever gets hacked a bit earlier. An early hack here from Hasbulla, but it's not gonna find a kill just yet.
Not just yet, but now J9 is hacked up. Bucky is doing what he can
again?
back here. Yeah, Lanao is in deep here, but Bucky is under a lot of pressure. You can see that, you can see Dozy, they're doing as much as they can to try to keep that Zen alive. But now it's going to be up to try to counter pressure here from the side of Budget Shock. Lanao is in deep, and it looks like he is almost fighting. Budget Shock is fighting without their ball, and Fob is going to go down because of the Fusion Fin making that Kiriko pick work.
Yeah, this is looking strong here. J9 going down, that's going to be a lot of damage gone. As it's going to be an ult here from Buggy to keep one's team alive. Swift a bit in trouble, will not be able to teleport out of there. It's gonna be Lenovo here going down. Yeah, strong showing here from Jade.
Yeah, Bucky did have to commit the Transcendence, but they're almost at 4 other ultimates. But on the side of Budget Shock, it's not like they're not dry on ultimates either. They got 4 on the board as well.
Fab almost very close to one's own ult again too. It's gonna be interesting to see where they put it in. An early ult here coming out from Lenovo, not finding much.
Yeah, all the explosives are now out from the side of Budget Shock. J9 throwing out that pulse bomb, able to find one, but Bucky's pecking off the back line there, and those mines are finally coming in for the side of Budget Shock, picking off that Zen, and now there's 3 members missing for the side of Jade, and it looks like at the 11th hour here, Budget Shock will get the flip.
Yeah, very well played from them. A bit messy, but they go in with the ults, they set it up, they try and get it done, and they eventually do.
Well, and they did so holding on to 2 key ultimates in the EMP and Kiri Rush, and now Fob just built up to their Brig Rally, so they are well armed for this next fight.
Yeah. All in over, getting trapped a bit in here, and will die Swift too, and that's very bad for the enemy team. It's gonna be early mines here on point.
Yeah, mine's out from the side of Budget Shock, or from the side of Jade, and that is the flip. There's no one from the side of Shock to touch. And that is the second map done and dusted.
Yeah, Lenovo making a bit of a mistake, hanging out there in the enemy backline for a bit too long, unfortunately.
It does seem like he's being forced out and forced to roll away to find a Mega, and he spends so much time in the backline just rolling around trying to find a health pack there. Whereas Matt seems to be going in very fast, very straightforward, and straight into the backline of Budget Shock.
Oh yeah, absolutely. As we're going in here to the 3rd map of Busan. This is of course a scrim if you just joined. And we will play every single round and map we can for each effort.
Yeah, it'd be weird practice if you just left one out randomly.
Yeah.
Up to RNG. Which one of these sub maps will we not practice?
Yeah, right. Same versus the first, almost, but Jade is going for this brawl comp here. Very interesting play here with Bucky on the Baptiste.
Bucky is over on the BAP. Hasbulla's already hacked up, but it looks like it will not matter as Nuki takes out Swift. That Cassie's doing a lot of burst damage and taking out squishies, but now it's going to be Matt charging onto point, or at least onto the...
Oh no!
Over to the high ground to try to chase out some of the members of Budget Shock here.
Fusion could almost not actually tele out of that. Fusion is running out of one's damn mind right now, trying to survive. It's working so far. And picks are getting very close. Hasbulla going down.
It was Swift able to isolate the Mei there and take them out, and now it's going to be Jade rotating back up onto the high ground. The teams have kind of flipped sides here. And for the side of Budget Shock, it looks like it is just their backline now. But their backline will be rejoined with the rest of their team. Lanao is back, and that Tracer and Ball are with him. Swift is trying to find some hacks, and he's going to be able to hack up that Reinhardt. And that front line's been taking a lot of extra damage for the side of Shock.
Yeah. And oh, nice little stun there, trying to get it done, but not quite getting it. Fab going down, and that's a good kill, but when the rest of your team dies, especially your entire support lineup, that's pretty bad.
Lamp was used early there for the side of Jade, but now looks like they're trading back some of these kills. Hosbala is able to find Fusion Fid. Matt's still alive and swinging here. Nucci's also with him, backing him up, finding the pick onto J9.
Yeah.
But now Fob is going to be able to take out that Cassidy player for the side of Jade. Matt's rotated to the point to try to get the flip. Lanao is back here. That Lamp is expended for the side of Jade, trying to build some sort of sustain here on the point. Lanao is now back for the side of Budget Shock. Those mines are out, making it really hard for Matt. They have no space to work with, but now Hezbollah is back with the Mei as well. That wall is going to try to cut off Lanao. But now both teams have decided to kind of chill out and wait for reinforcements.
Yeah. That's showing here on the side of Jade, almost getting it there, but that's J9 going down, and that's going to be a great start here on the side. As Hezbollah is on fire!
Hezbollah gets 2 with the help of his ultimate there, locking down the side of Budget Shock. But they have made it up all the way to 75% now, and Jade is just starting to take up percentage.
Yeah, nice showing here on the side of Jade, finally turning it around at the last minute, but Swift close to that ult, so is J9 and Fusion Fin. Fab already having it. It's going to be interesting to see here as both teams do have ults, but
Yeah,
that EMP is placed right. It's going to be an absolute finisher.
Matt is also sitting on a shatter, and with no shields on the other side, this is a bit of a free shatter, but now with a big pin into
Nice
the
ult
back and
incoming
an
here.
EMP out.
And that's what you want to see. You want to see those early kills with the EMP so that they can't support their team. And that's a lovely wait here before kills are getting engaged here too. That's exactly what you want to do. They're playing it by the book and they're playing it just right. Munchi, however, popping off.
He does find 3 here after all those ults are expended, but now he's staring at a ball. He is able to pick off the break with the help of Bucky here. Now it's a 3v1 for the side of Jade.
And Munchi carrying that entire fight there at the end. Bucky coming in, of course, getting a little kill, but let's be real, Munchi were gonna get that anyways. Eventually.
They have just now evened out their percentage, or just about to, and Matt is still holding on to the shatter here. That is going to be a key win condition here for the side of Jade, and it's going to have to be a fat shatter because it's going to be into 4 ultimates from the side of Budget Shock.
And in it comes here, it's a good shatter. It gets only 1 hero, but the kills are still going in. J9 here with an ult getting Munchi, but it doesn't matter as... Oh no, J9 gets another one here. Could potentially be Lenovo having to go for that health pack to get back up. But is
Matt's
that
gonna now drop onto
flip?
point. Matt's dropped onto point, trying to make something happen. Fob's gonna let that rally go, giving his team that overhealth, and that sustain is exactly what the side of Budget Shock needed. 2 picks now for the side of the Budget Shock, and now it's gonna be just clean up here as they're taking up into one last final shot here for the side of Jade.
Yeah. You see here, Hezbollah trying to switch to Sabra just to get that pesky ball dead. Stunned down. We'll see if it becomes possible in a moment or two. This ball is hacked and going very low, but is ball gonna go down? Bit of touching on point here. Ball down finally, and that's gonna be great. But a great EMP from Swiss coming up here, and everyone is low. J9 getting 1.
Yeah, J9 is able to get 1 there, and that lamp comes out. The beat comes out from Dozy, though. That's a lot of shields to burn through for just 1 Sombra left. Swift is able to pick off Matt, but he's the only one left. The ball for the side of Budget Shock has rolled back onto point now. Reinforcements are back for Shock here.
Yeah, and she getting a great pulse bomb here on Lenovo, and that's going to be crucial for just finishing the fight as they finally clean it up.
And that will be a 3-0 for Jade on the first map here.
Yeah.
Not too bad of a showing to start things off for the side of Jade. Budget Shock are we're hard running their ball comp there. They're trying to get a little bit more refinement on some of those dives.
Definitely. Very good early showing here from Jade, especially when it comes to their general consistency with where everyone is. You'll see Budget Shock sometimes have a bit of a problem with their Sombra hacking a bit too early or in a bad timing where their teammates aren't distracting the enemy sometimes. That's something that Jade so far has been doing a lot more better, and I think it's something you could get a lot out of just watching a bit out for here in the future if you're watching, because it's a
It's
great showing of how important timing in the game really is.
Yeah, and it seems like I'm always concerned with ball comps on the uptime that a wrecking ball can have compared to other tanks. Where because wrecking ball does necessarily have time where he's rolling away from fights and not necessarily
Mhm.
contributing in the same way where like Reinhardt doesn't have that option. Reinhardt is always there unless he's dead. So
Yeah,
in that sense, it did feel like Matt had a lot more uptime in these fights and was able to contribute just more consistently and a lot more overall.
absolutely. As we're going into our next map here, it's gonna be Blizzard World, a fan favorite for some,
Ready.
an absolutely hated mess for others. Certainly one where you do see a lot of strongholds. It's a defensively favored map, at least it's been throughout most of its lifespan in Overwatch 1. Has changed a teeny bit more in Overwatch 2, as I feel like Overwatch 2 in general is a bit more offense favored game in general.
You definitely don't get mired down in some of the big team fights that we saw with Overwatch 1 and having two tanks and stuff like that. And Overwatch 2 does play a lot faster. And yeah, it's overall you're not going to benefit from playing slow most of the time. We really only see teams play slow on maps like Circuit Royale.
Absolutely, yeah. And
I'm
especially
trying to think of oh, sorry.
No.
Oh, I was trying to think of a hybrid map that's not hated or King's Row.
True. Which one would be? Yeah, no, I really can't think of one.
It's just, yeah, I think we got spoiled by King's Row.
Yeah, although I must say King's Row have been a bit of a myth for me in Overwatch 2. It just doesn't really feel like the map is made for the game anymore. Because you used
It
to be
does.
able to play Diva and like do stuff on the high ground, and there was way more like
Leave a broken world behind.
point of view play back then. But now it's just way more win the fight and win it really fucking fast.
I'll
kind
find
of.
my own path.
It is definitely a much faster paced game. It is kind of interesting here. We saw it a couple times on that first map as well. But in Overwatch 2, you are able to trade back kills. Losing one isn't necessarily a death sentence. So we've seen a lot of teams be able to get 3 at the very end of fights and actually be able to turn it around there. We saw Nunchi do it on Cass a couple times when he's just the last one alive, and everyone's 1 HP, and all that took was 1 tap from a Cass. So in that sense, it's fights are not as almost scripted as they were in Overwatch 1.
Absolutely, yeah. It's much more chaos and way harder to predict anything right now. But we'll see. And then in a year's time, they're gonna give every single character in the game 200 health more.
I think there's another game that plays very similarly to Overwatch with very big health pools, but we don't need to mention them or give them any sort of free promo, because screw that game.
Yeah,
Overwatch forever. Overwatch does have I love the reduced time to kill. I think that's been one of the biggest improvements in this game. Just just the reduced time to kill, making it feel like a shooter again. I love it.
Also, the removal of a lot of the unnecessary CC. Things like Sombra being changed more into a DPS Zenyatta that can do some disabling, but isn't literally just a no-fun character in the game.
True. And by changing Sombra where she's not such an aggressive pick, it does allow you to remove stuns, right? If Sombra's not a menace, then you don't need stuns. But if Sombra's if Sombra and Tracer are just running like absolute havoc in your backline, then yeah, if someone thinks Brig needs a stun, which she doesn't. She plays so much more fun without a stun. I actually think I've been playing a bit of Brig on ladder, and like the extra mobility instead is so much more interesting from a gameplay perspective. Being able to reposition yourself and get in and out of things is just, yeah, so much more interesting.
Absolutely. One thing that is a bit sad though is without the CC, it can be sometimes very frustrating, especially if you're playing tank, to play against the ball. Because you only really have like 2 choices most of the time, I feel.
Yeah, ball can be he's very good at causing chaos amongst team compositions, especially when you don't expect a ball. But I think everyone here was expecting a ball on both sides.
Yeah, and Lunove going down already in a bad spot there, getting cut too. And you can see the strength of Hasbulla's hack here. It's just gonna shut down balls so hard.
Yeah, and that's already going to be at least 1 tick given up here. We'll see if there is an attempt at a recontest, but with Swift going down, I don't know if there will be.
Yeah, no. Yeah, nope, they're gonna give it. And it's gonna be Lenove here trying to run.
He thought about it.
Yeah, he thought about
He definitely thought about it.
Absolutely.
Translocators in place.
We are just now getting the cart out of the garage here. Dozy is back there on good old Lucio cart duty.
Got an enemy here.
But Matt's going to be hacked up and taken really low. He's in a tricky situation, but he is backed up there by his supports. We're going to keep him nice and topped up. But Lanao is going to dive in deep, try to disrupt some of that healing. But now he's in the back, causing some sort of distraction here for his team. But Matt's in the front line doing work, taking out Fab. And now Lanao is going to be hacked up and essentially removed from the fight now. But Bucky's still not done.
Absolutely not, yeah. And you can see Bucky here also on the Kira code, trying to adopt the strategy into their own gameplay. Probably also because it's a more open map. Therefore a soldier can, or a bastion can really shut down your tank.
Yeah, the high ground is going to be a massive prioritization here. Neither of these teams are choosing to run that hit scan or actually any sort of that big burst damage that Bastion would provide as well. But speaking of burst damage, Jane does throw out the pulse bomb, isn't able to find much, does get immediately hacked up by Hasbulla, but Swift is there for the peel for his Tracer and able to take out the Somber player for Jade.
Yeah, and it's going to be an ult here from Bucky. Will it find any kills though? J-Mat very low. So it's gonna be Nunchi going down. Ult here from Dosi. Will get some support, but in here comes the late ult from Swift. And a late ult from Hasbulla here, and the fight is just going from one side to the other. Bucky low, but getting out, not dying quite yet.
No, Bucky is taken out eventually by J9, but now Lanao will pay for it with his life. The Kiri rush now coming out from Finn here, trying to give his team that extra edge. Matt's going to slam in, trying to contest the point a bit, but it looks like Jade's going to back up and wait out this Kitsune rush.
Yeah. This is going to be a fight well done here from Budgetchuck. Complete another chaos, but complete another chaos is where Budgetchuck seems to thrive the most.
Well, now the rally
nice strong ult from Fab.
Yeah, now we're going to see Matt being removed from the fight here, but the side of Budgetchuck is going to be missing the Brigitte. That's a lot of healing missing now, and we'll see if Jade can capitalize.
And so far it's going really well here on the side of Budgetchuck as they're getting all of the kills they need, and slowly but surely they're cleaning up.
The side of Jade do have a lot of time to work with though. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left on the clock here, and not that far to push.
Yeah.
Stop the payload.
It looks like Jade will have that EMP for the next fight, however, though, and they're building up to a couple support ults as well. I would say wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Dosi builds up to that beat, but immediately removed from the fight. Hasbulla does commit the EMP though.
Yeah, and that's what you exactly want to see right there. That's Swift targeting the exact player you want to target.
And now they're crucially use the mines after the EMP, ensuring that they would stick around for quite a while. Those mines do last forever unless they're destroyed.
Absolutely. And a nice hack here onto Dosi again. Dosi will have ult. and will not die quite yet, but we'll see if Lenove does do so.
Yeah, this might be the exact fight that Jade was waiting for, with Bucky getting
Can they
2
cut?
there and a point cap. That was an easy cap there for the side of Jade, who now have 3 minutes here to cap C.
Yeah, and 4 ults to boot, which is going to give them a huge advantage in the ult economy here against Budget Chug, as they only realistically have 2, maybe 3 if Lenove really get some pile drives in.
Fusion Finn showing us why he's always on that Kiriko, immediately headshotting that Tracer and taking him out. He is his own peels. Finn looking real good and sitting on that Kitsune rush for the defense.
Absolutely, yeah. And as the game progresses, there's gonna be ults coming up here on the side of Budget Chug, but in comes Jade, getting kill after kill. And can they get more as they're slowly just burrowing through? And yes, they get more as they're dismantling Budget Chug.
It is always fun to see the Kiri ults overlap in a bit of a 3D movie there, but it looks like the movie is ending a little bit better for the side of Jade there.
Absolutely.
But Budget Chug do have an EMP, and we've seen the Swift really hit these EMPs, and that's 3 immediately.
Yeah. And that's a lovely shutdown there on Hasbullah's ult. That didn't go through, and that's gonna mean lovely no ults for Jade. But can they get the kills here? In comes Mines. It's not gonna get too many bumps out. It's gonna be broken pretty quickly. But they're buying time, and time is what you want on the defense.
Jade had to invest all of their ultimates into that fight, and all they got was a few meters here, and that the Brigitte rally from Fob there is going to be key for the defense here. That overhealth will be vital to maintaining this defense.
Yeah. And in comes Rally here, trying to get some value here. Lenove shut down, and that's a good kill here on the side of Jade. Trying to go in. Nucci going so low. Will be able to recall out. That's Fab doing some lovely boops. As Fab is going dangerously low, will get kept up. No, that...
Yeah, that's a lot of heals now missing for the side of Budget Shock now. Dozy doing work on that. On the Lucio, not going to let that beat go. And the Kitsune Rush, both those support ults are invested for the side of Jade.
Yeah. As J9 is trying to just get through there, trying to come back. It's gonna be interesting to see who can push through as both teams are up. It's gonna be a lovely hack here onto Matt. Matt will be able to escape. In comes a big EMP, getting 3, but will it get more? Lovely hack here onto Matt. Matt going down, but there's a bit of a back cap almost happening as Nunchi will have to run.
Yeah, Nucci is going to be forced back here, but it looks like for the side of Budget Shock, you still have 4 members up here, and that should be plenty for the defense, especially when J9's going crazy.
Absolutely. So we'll see if that can be kept up. Swift with a lovely defensive ult, and yeah. It's a miracle you're looking for if you're going to win this one.
That's a lot of mines on point. It's going to be lucky if you can tell whose is whose, but the mines from Lanao were just enough to fend off the side of Jade.
Yeah, and Budget Shock really coming back in strong right there in third, really showing who's who.
0 to 2, switching sides.
But still formidable distance pushed here. Getting all the way to third is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely not, especially when you're that close to just finishing off the map.
I would be shocked if we see either of these teams do any sort of change in composition. It seems like this is what the order of the day is. It's Wrecking Ball Dive.
Absolutely, yeah.
But Matt is playing around on the Doomfist here, just doing a little attack, hanging out in the skybox.
Oh yeah.
I think we will see him rocket punch back to spawn, probably swap back over to that ball.
Yeah. And as forspoken, it shall be. Both teams, yeah, definitely gonna keep running this, and you can see why when you can realistically, if you try to run any real like hit scan, long range, anything on the high grounds of second or even first, you'd be run over. You don't have the speed necessarily. We'll see if Nunji can prove me wrong, or if Nunji is just playing around.
I was gonna say that 50% damage reduction during combat rolls is somewhat useful for castle survivability, but Nunchi has swapped over to the Tracer and stopped. Yeah, he can take pulse bombs.
That is both weird and stupid in so many ways that I don't know if I should laugh or cry.
I mean, it hasn't affected anything, has it? Like, you didn't even know it was in the game.
No one knows that's in the game. Why would they ever put it in the game? That makes no sense.
Well, because Cassie does need to stand around. He does get blown up very quickly. So yeah, a few changes to his combat rolls here and there.
And in a year, they're gonna make it also give you your ult 5% faster.
It is 7% faster, and that was the last patch as well.
Okay, okay.
Well, while we do have a minute here for the teams deciding their comps and strategies and whatnot, I would like to take the moment to plug the Diamond Tournament happening this weekend, March 3rd and 4th. Yeah, $100 up on the line there. $100 prize pool sponsored by Community Gaming, so make sure you stop on by for some tournament action this weekend. I know I'll be around casting a couple matches. Nice and early for me here on the West Coast.
Oh yeah, I would imagine.
Oh, you know, my neighbors kind of suck anyways. Who cares?
Oh yes, let them suffer.
You want to do? If you want to cut your lawn at 7 a.m. on a Sunday, I'll cast Overwatch at 5 a.m.
Oh yes. Well, let's go.
It's gonna be an arms war, an arms war in early morning weekend sounds.
Oh, I love it. The petty ways in which one can hate another. Anyways, talking about hatred, let's see if one of these teams will start their game soon. To see who can make the other one tilt faster. Because let's be honest, let's just talk about this for a little moment. On a scale from 1 to 10, how tilting is this comp to play against?
Ooh, depends on who you are. Because if you're like a Kiriko, I feel like it's not that tilting. I feel like Kiri has a lot of fun in this comp. He just gets to shoot at everything. Everyone's very spread out. You always have a TP target. Like if you're playing like a rush comp with as a Kiriko and like you get pushed and like where do you step to? Like your tank? And like I said, Fusion Finn already proved me right here with amazing Kiri aim.
Yeah. Of course, one headshot on that Tracer is enough to get that kill. Kiriko doing extra damage on headshots. Lower damage on body shots though. And J9 getting caught here by Bucky, and at this point, why aren't they just playing Genji?
Yeah, this is an anti-Tracer comp if I ever saw one.
Yeah. As Bucky getting another kill here onto Fab, and the headshots, they're just bursting through one by one.
And it looks like with those headshots coming through from Bucky, that was enough for the defense here. And they're still not done. They're getting their exit kills. They want that ult charge. They know how crucial it is to start building up to some of these abilities.
Absolutely. And we can see here ult economy looking pretty good for both, but you can definitely see that Jade has that advantage. Pulse bomb just a bit closer. And that tiny difference can really make the big difference in the end. As Lenovo gets hacked, gets caught, and does die.
Yeah, we've seen Hasbulla do great work here on the Sombra, really shutting down that ball, and now even going for the opposing Sombra.
Yeah, and that's a really lovely just go in there. Pulse bomb not quite getting anything, but Nunchi is gonna go in with the finishing touch at the end. Fusion Fin getting Nunchi in the end, or getting that revenge kill, but as Jade goes down to Hasbulla, it's game over right now for Budget Chuck's attack. At least one would think so.
Yeah, they are dwindling down on time here. The attack for the side of Jade was so fast. It was that first fight they were able to take point A here, where on the defense, Jade has already burned 2 minutes.
Yeah. It's We're gonna set up here. Hasbulla with that EMP. Fab getting hacked, getting a little bit, but nothing so far going quite. Dozy really low. Be able to kind of get out. Fab going down, and that's a good KL on Dozy here from J9 too. Can still go both ways as Fusion does die.
These kills are being traded back and forth. It looks like these trades will start to favor the defense here, as it does look inside of Budget Shock has been forced to run back with the tail between their legs.
Yeah. But you see that fight, and you see the like both teams' health bars. Hasbulla was so close to dying through that entire thing, and so was the rest of the Jade team. And you just see really both teams struggling a bit here. We'll see with ults coming up here. Who can get what
Shock? Budget Shock were unable to get any of the ultimates out from Jade, and now they're going to be sitting on a full war chest.
Ho, ho, ho. And that's exactly what you're going to see from the side of Jade here. They just see the support lineup
Care to join me?
isolated from everyone, and they just go in for the kill.
Feeling much better.
Beautiful EMPs from Hasbulla, as we've seen all day now, but now it's the side of Budget Shock's turn to have 5 ultimates.
As they come in, slowly trying to find their way through. They have to touch soon, but they're not. They're taking their time. A lovely little punch in here. Nunchi with a good pulse bomb. Ults coming out from both sides. Pulse bomb not quite catching anything from the side of J9. J9 going down, and it's Jade absolutely dominating here on Blizzard World.
Don't worry, Dozy. No one saw that. No one saw it, Dozy. No, don't worry about it. We're good.
Don't worry, I only said that you died there. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing happened.
Bucky on the Kiriko doing actually standing up to Fusion Finn here. It's in my time casting with A51 here. Fusion Finn has been one of the most deadly Kiris I've seen. Just absolutely taking out tracers every time I see him, and I would consider him a Kiriko main at this point. That's how I think about him. I think of him as a Kiri player first. But Bucky here really able to stand up to Finn on the Kiri, so always nice to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll see here. It's gonna be interesting to see what new map will go for, as it seems like it's gonna be Dorado here. Interesting to see if they will be able to even run the same composition, as one would think a bit more poke on this, but immediately you see Ball and Tracer, Sombra, a Brick.
Well, you need something that can access the high ground here. So this dive comp is so versatile, where as long as your Sombra is not not taking too long to get set up, you can normally get to these high grounds very quickly.
Oh yes.
Konnichiwa. Hi.
No, it seems like you have two maps?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what happened as well here. Because, yeah, it looks like we got 2 mats.
Uh-huh, I see. As Hasbulla will be swapped out for second map. We're gonna call that DPS at.
So we got mat 1 and mat 2. Now all we need is a cat in the hat.
Absolutely.
We'll have a full story.
Well, I have a cat, but my cat is unfortunately not in my room at the current moment. So.
Oh no, my cats are not allowed in the room with the computers. They chew on too many cords.
Oh, I've never had that problem before.
Oh, it's only like really one of them, but yeah, they love to chew on cords, and so they'll run straight under the desk and just start chewing on an Ethernet cord.
Oh, that sounds like hell.
Yeah, it's not great. They're just not allowed in the computer room. That's okay. That's okay. They got the whole rest of the house.
Oh yes, and they most surely will have the rest of the house, because you're probably never gonna keep a cat out of a room more than one at a time.
We've gotten good at it. Because my mom's also super allergic to cats, so she can't have them in the bedroom. So we've trained them. We've trained them.
Ah, okay. So they know they're not allowed in certain rooms. Okay.
Yeah, it's either that or we got rid of them, so they figured it out real fast.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's survival of the fittest working out right there. That's
Well, and then see, you only have to train the first one, and then the first one will teach the second one, and the second one will teach the third one. You know, it's like having kids.
Oh,
You
yeah.
just have one big kid take care of all the other little kids.
What's up? Hi.
except that's not at all how kids
I
work.
will
But sure.
not leave a broken world
I mean,
behind.
babysitters. That's exactly how they work. Babysitters are just slightly bigger children.
Alan,
I mean, at that point, you could say that's how humanity works. But sure.
Yes!
But I mean, that technically is how humanity works. But
Yes, you can, and that is exactly where I was going. Oh, so it looks like we are actually doing this whole two-mat thing. I was hoping it was going to get sorted out here a bit.
we call one is called tank, and the other one is called dat. That's how we're gonna do it. Dat for DPS,
Tam?
tat for
Tam and Matt? Just
Tam and Matt.
backward.
Yeah.
You give him the
Why
Ekans
not?
treatment?
Absolutely, let's go. Tam, you came in late, so therefore your name is now Tam. I know it's a bit of a tame name, but hey, you have to live with it. Why?
Well, that's what
Because
happens when you
casters
don't-
are tyrants.
I was gonna say bored, and also that's also what happens when you don't have creative naming on your team. You get renamed on stream.
Exactly. Hi, nerd fighter.
Hello? What?
no,
What's
nothing,
happening?
nothing.
What?
Nothing. Just throwing a bit of, you know what?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Well, looks like we are finally heading into game.
Attackers incoming.
Yeah. That's just gonna be Ham here on that Widow, and it's a lovely dive composition going on here with Matt on that monkey.
Matt on the monkey is going to be able to have utilize the bubble a bit more, and play around the hacks and be able to protect his team despite being hacked. So we'll be curious to see what he can really get going here on the Simeon.
And may I point out that amazing shot from Tim right there? That's lovely.
And it seems like neither of these teams really want to take a fight just yet.
I don't know. As Lunove has to go away. A lovely sleep here from Bucky, shutting that fight down, or that little attempt at a fight. Ooh, Swift going down here, Bucky with the assassination attempt here.
Feels like Matt has just gently walked forward.
Yeah.
The old W strategy paying dividends here.
Absolutely, yes. Ooh, you see how Matt specifically walks in what we call the Tiberian walk right there on the enemy team, just killing Fusion Finn. And yeah, no, like what is happening right now is just honestly Jade, they're playing better in terms of timing. Lunove, unfortunately, is just a bit all over the place. J9 in the backline here does get a kill, but gets shut down by Tam here. And it literally just is like just Jade, they're just playing a bit better together. Whereas, unfortunately, Budget Chuck, they're just a bit too much all over the place. And
They
that's
are
syncing
trying.
up.
Enemy here.
They're trying to get a dive going here. They're unable to really poke and prod and find the target they want to jump after. Matt should be the prime target here for a dive. Now that Wrecking Ball's swinging in right on top of Matt. Or Tam.
Ooh, Tam going low, but getting out here. Ooh, that's some good peel here from Bucky. We see the fight commencing. Bombs on point here, and it's a blade coming in. What will the blade be able to get? It will be able to get Swifty. As, yeah, Monkey on the second blade, what we call the primal blade, getting Fusion Fin here.
I believe Bucky did start out on the Ana, so it looks like they were originally trying for a nano blade setup, but just the dry blade seemed to be just enough here.
Yeah, especially when the enemy team is running a bit more of a squishy composition here. It's a lovely start on the fight. Matt going down, that's exactly what you want, Swift being able to do that magic. Let's see if Tam can get them kills, as Tam does get a kill here on Swift, and that's pretty good, but the fight is ultimately over here. At least that's the decision from the side of Jade.
Yeah, Tam's gonna have to do that over and over and over again. That is kind of the advantage of Sojourn, is having a little bit more reliable DPS instead of relying on a Widowmaker to click on heads. So we'll see if they can't get it going again here.
Yeah, it's gonna be ults from both sides here. Fab going down. We'll see if Swift can get them kills, but Swift is getting overwhelmed here. And the damage just isn't there. Can't quite find it. It's getting healed up, but when you attack from all sides, it's so hard to hit anything. And Matt is gonna go very low, but it doesn't matter because Jade, they got the point. They forced the C9, effectively.
And this is almost a bit of a shockingly fast pace here with 4 minutes left on the board here. 4 minutes to assail C is a long time here. C is normally pretty defender heavy, but it's a large time there.
Absolutely, as we're gonna go into the fight here, and it's ult coming out from Matt just to keep it going, to sustain through it. Try and find them picks. Picks are not gonna be there. Lenove and J9 have been doing a lovely job just stalling it out.
They are gonna try to buy as much time here, but now Josie with that over health is gonna give a lot of support for the side of Jade here.
Yeah. And Tam on that Hanso, trying to use the smaller space a bit more to give him reliable hits on the Hanso here, and probably also a bit more damage and ball.
He does have a guaranteed target to spam at in ball, but now it's a blade out from Noon.
Yeah, the blade almost gets a kill, but doesn't quite find it as Swift will be there with the punish. It's gonna be J9 down at the hands of Tam. Lunove going down, and that's a great start here for the push of Jade, as they're really getting it done.
Well, the cart's already rounding this little S-bend here. That's kind of there's gonna be always two major fights on C, and that is one out of the way here for Jade. It's gonna be almost final fight territory if they can get one more good clean fight win.
It's gonna be ult here from Fish and Fume. Then going low. Dozy getting out, so is Fab. Watch out for this ult from Lenove, as it's gonna be the deciding factor here, it would seem.
Yeah, and that's a big slam. Now Tam being out of the fight is a large chunk of the DPS missing now. With a couple follow-up kills, it looks like the defense has started to solidify here for Budget Shot.
Let's move.
I always forget how high the ceiling is on this last point. It's a very high
It is
ceiling.
very high.
It's not often utilized, right? Like getting a Pharah actually in here is kind of a big ask, and then also they're just kind of moth trapped in a small room now.
Yeah. Which is a bit of a shame, but that's what it is, I guess. And in here is gonna come a lovely dragon, and you can really just see how it tears through Budget Chuck here, and Lenove going down. It's gonna be Swift, dangerously getting smacked, gets to run away. Has that ult, not quite ready to use it, and will get shut down, so good thing not using it there, but it's gonna be Lenove with a tall ass having to stall throughout all of this.
Matt did such a good job there with his primal.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like it is just a wrecking ball to stall here, but a minute, they're gonna bring it under a minute here, and that is crucial for time bank situations, but now Dozy eat a pulse bomb.
And that's a lovely start for the defense here, but it is awful how many kills Jade is getting right here for the side of Budget Chuck. They do find Matt here, and that's great going for the defense. Lenove pretty high on health. You can keep it up for a while longer, but if Bucky goes down, and Bucky does go down, it's the last push here. Dozy needs to get that ult, and needs to get that ult fast before Dozy dies. It's gonna be a bit of a runaway, but nope. It's game over on the side of Jade. They can touch one last time, but that's it.
There's 20 seconds left, and they do have a Lucio and a Tracer. Someone should be able to make it here in theory, but we love theory.
Absolutely here, as it's gonna be Dozy. Yes, will touch. Lovely touch here. A lovely bomb coming in here on the back line. Dozy going down. Bucky going next. Swift on that Torbjorn, we love it. The only Swedish good thing that has ever existed. Hello, I'm Danish. As it's gonna be one kill after another on the side of Budget Shock as they finally defend here at the end.
I really wanted Nunchi to touch instead of Dozy there. Dozy with the beat is too valuable to send as essentially cannon fodder there. And then he tries to get out after getting the touch and just dies with beat. And that's... I feel like the Tracer really should have touched there and allowed the Lucio to play back a bit and use that beat for his team.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think it was also maybe a question of Nunchi not really being able to touch, as you have to be a bit more risky or take more time on Tracer, Dozy, or not Lucio, just going to be a bit faster.
Yeah, but it's still a risk for anyone to kind of throw their body on point there. But yeah, it would have been I would have loved to see what happens in that fight with a sound barrier. But you know, we don't live in a world of what ifs, and we're moving on to the next round here.
Absolutely, yeah. As it's still gonna be a tall ask here on the side of Budget Shock to finish the map out here with basically having to get all 3 points before going on to the next.
It looks like Budget Shock are struggling to find their footing on this composition, where now the side of Jade are looking comfortable enough to start swapping up their composition. They got the ball in the bag there. They know what they're doing on that composition, so they have been changing things up. They moved over to the Winston here. I even saw a bit of Ana, a bit of Genji. It was nice to see a bit of Ana. It was a nice, refreshing change in the backline.
Absolutely, yeah. As we have seen a lot of this chaos all over the place compositions, but we'll see exactly what this honestly mind-boggling comp I'm seeing here on the side of Jade will do. We'll see if this is what they're actually gonna play, or what exactly is gonna happen here.
I do think the Scrim code allows you to swap heroes without walking all the way back. I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, you just
sure on
hold
that.
down the hero switch. You just hold down the button for switching heroes.
Yeah, so in that sense, both sides here can swap heroes anytime they do please. So I'd be shocked if we saw a BAP with a D.Va with a Zen. That's a lot.
I mean, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it at this point. Also, see how Junkrat can literally throw bombs. I didn't actually know Junkrat could do that.
Yeah, Ana can also throw the nade over.
Ah.
Yeah, it's really fun. There's not a lot of abilities you can do that with.
I didn't know about that. That's a lovely little detail.
Yep, that's what happens when you got outdoor spawn points.
Hell yeah, love it. We'll see if they are able to maybe take the game serious and finally go somewhere with it, but hey.
Or at least, I don't know, we'll see. They gotta change something up here. I mean, or they don't?
Or they don't? Question mark? No, this is gonna be good for them because they're gonna get extra heal charge here.
The side of Jade is running this BAP D.Va. I don't know if I love that combo of just for the sake of Bucky's sanity, trying to heal Matt sounds not easy.
I don't know if I need to cry or laugh, as it's gonna be Lunova here with a lovely slam in here. And honestly, Budget Shock are looking very strong. I don't know if Jade got a bit too confident or if they're trying to see if they can resurrect Cthulhu. It's either one or the other at this point.
There's a good amount of damage that D.Va can't eat from the composition of Budget Shock as well. Like, you have the maces, you also have the slam from Wrecking Ball. Like, your D.Va can't peel the slam as well. Like, just with that defense matrix, you get slammed and then hit with the Brig Mace. Like, it's not looking great.
Yeah, and it also doesn't stop anything else, but it's gonna be a lovely kill here onto Lonove going in there and getting smacked immediately. But having to run away, and yeah, let's fight.
At least for now, Swift is still around in the back, scouting it out. We'll hack out Bucky here.
Yeah. And that'd be Lenove trying to get something, doesn't quite get it. Turret pretty good against J9 here, as it's gonna keep some pressure up. And Budget Jack really just trying to find something. They finally get the turret, but Loneve goes down, and that's gonna be really, really bad on the side here of Budget Shock, as they're getting pushed back again, actually.
They got pushed back again, and they didn't get much for it. It seems like, yeah, the side of Jade's still sitting on a lot of ultimates here. That turret's going to be nice and set up, and they're going to have a window here to push or deter the dive as well.
Yeah, J9 in trouble here. J9 might be in trouble. Nope. J9 is screwed. Does get a kill, which can be lovely if they can get that turret down. J9 definitely thinks it's worth it. As it's gonna go in slowly, we're gonna see who's gonna win. Here we go, all incoming, and it's a lovely hack getting 4 people. Matt coming in with that, all trying to get some value. But the bombs, they're coming in, they got Matt. Then they're breaking off some sidelines here. Bucky trying to go in, but has to kill Mines first. Nunji coming in here, trying to get the kills, but Bucky going down. Lunove trying to just get that last little kill, not quite getting it yet. It's going back and forth here as Dozy and Fab stuns each other, apparently. But it is going to be Jade with the comeback here, and they're going to win it out somehow.
It's fascinating. Both these teams are playing with very similar tempos, using ultimate abilities almost at the exact same time, overlapping both Brig ults there. Both tank ults got kills at the same time. It does seem like these teams are in a bit of a lockstep pace, but it does seem like the side of Jade is leading the stance.
Yeah, as it's gonna be interesting to see how this will in the end play out. Lonove already up on that ult there, almost getting burst down so quickly. As Mad will also take a hammer to the face, or rather a hammering to the face. Lovely ult coming in here, getting both Nunchi and Nunchi's turret. 2 of the best players gone already right there, as it's gonna be an interesting showing here. Bombs coming out, getting Bucky.
Yeah, that's a lot of heals now missing for the side of Jade, but the Budget Shock are able to push it across the line in just in the 13th hour, it feels like. Really last minute push here. They got 2 minutes. This is a stark contrast to the push from the side of Jade earlier, where they were flying through this map. Budget Shock don't have a lot of time to work with, and they don't have a lot of ultimates either.
Enemy here.
Absolutely, yeah. As it's gonna be to see in between the battles of pure and utter meme fest and wordplay on the enemy team sets. Lenovo is gonna go down. The reason why I'm talking about wordplay is because of the chat, and it's distracting me horribly.
Players are playing the game within the game, so to speak, using that chat.
Yeah, absolutely. Uninstall chat.
Nucci has picked up a couple here, but that cart is still moving. The Tracer and Wrecking Ball for the side of Budget Shock. We're trying to get a little bit of a C9 there, but they have got it all the way around that big first bend. It's normally a big ask there, or a big fight to just get the cart this far.
Yeah. And with a back cap so sneaky that I didn't actually even notice. It's gonna be interesting to see how this is gonna play out. Both teams have all the ults except for Lenove. But let's be real, Novera is gonna get that ult very soon. Lovely little boop here. Nice ult coming in. It's gonna be Immortality Field forced out immediately. Fab going down to Nunchi. And it's gonna be Bucky getting back on that high ground. Pulse Bomb not connecting here on Dosi.
Yeah, Bucky is...
Yeah.
It does look like Jade is kind of planted here. They've built up to 3 ultimates now. But the thing is that Kiri Rush is such an impactful ultimate. We've seen Finn turn around fights single-handedly with that ultimate and just a couple kunai.
Yeah. Lenove gonna go in again here on the back line, trying to get some space in. See what one can do. We'll get booed back by Dosi. Dosi being no fun at all. J9 getting a bit low, has to recall. It's gonna be a lovely fight here on the high ground. Can they get the kills? As nope, they're gonna C9. J9 not on point. That's the lovely. Shades are dropped in the chat, so will we see.
Well, good. It's better that they C9 in a scrim than in a tournament here. That is what practice is for.
That is
So,
very, very true.
You know, there's at least that silver lining. Yeah, it could have been more. Money could have been on the line.
Absolutely, yeah. And if there's one thing people care a lot about in this world, it can be money. And then there are
That is
people like
very
my
true.
brother that apparently only cares about lifting more. But yeah.
Oh, gym people are a breed, but we're here to play games, not lift weights.
Absolutely. Because they're boring. Now, it's going to be interesting to see here if Budget Shock can turn it around. I think like one problem they still have is Lenovo tends to go in a bit too early and sometimes a bit too late. I'd say. I don't know if you would agree.
I think he's missing from fights. I think he's just forced out and he spends too much time trying to recuperate while his team's getting W'd down. So I think it's more of a communication problem almost, where either Lanao needs to stop running as often and just kind of take the risk. Like, it's better to die and peel and buy that space and time for your team to maybe get a pick after your death than it is to just roll away and not be part of the fight for most of it. So, but that's also up to the rest of his team how they want to position and play around him. It is not just up to the ball player. Tank style is very tricky, and without a good synergy on the team, Wrecking Ball is very hard to pull off.
Absolutely. And so the next map will be Esperanza.
Ready for battle.
A lovely map. Both aesthetically pleasing and also very fun to play at. It's really a map where you can see a lot of compositions in my experience, as it does change significantly from first point to second point. We'll see it's still gonna be this absolute fireball of a chaos comp on one side, but we'll see.
It does look like we're going to get Tam subbed out here in just a moment.
Yeah.
We're going back to our map 1 compositions, if I had to guess.
Watch your flanks. They might try something.
Oh, we have to identify the mat. Oh my god. They have to identify the mat through the PFP. Of course they do.
Absolutely.
Because of course they do.
Nope, that's the wrong map. That's definitely the wrong map.
No,
Probably
we're
the
good.
right map.
It is the correct mat. We're good. We're good. It's the tank mat. Tank mat's still here.
I lolled. I hate that people use that word that way.
That's fair.
I love.
I feel like if you do scrim Jade though, we need the Overwatch League clip from, what was it, like season 1, I think, where Effect's screaming like, "Someone please kill Cool Man!" Good clip. But yeah, someone please do kill Matt. That is gonna be a thing. That Budget Shocker have attempted to do, but not really successful.
Yeah, no. And it's gonna be interesting to see what they're gonna do with this composition here.
Hi. Hey there.
As it's gonna be Matt on the Winston. We might see a ball. We might also see Winston, but no, it's gonna be ball. It's gonna be basically a mirror composition, except Dosi is on that Lucio.
Well, it's
And
not
with
gonna be
Lucio,
May,
you do-
so we can save those memes.
Yes, definitely.
But with Hasbulla back in the lineup here, I would expect a Sombra and the ball, just like we've seen on previous maps. It did seem like Tam got subbed in just to play a bit of hard hit scan now, but we're gonna go back to old tried and true here with the ball Sombra comps.
Absolutely. As the Dosi pick here for Lucio is gonna, the Lucio pick for Dosi is gonna provide a bit more mobility, but it's also gonna provide a counter to Swift's ult when used correctly.
going to be interesting where both these teams choose to open up things. Lanao is in deep in that back line.
Ooh, Dosi low. Lenove low. Gets Dosi. Up going down.
And that's kind of what I was mentioning before. Lanao went into the back line. He was able to find Dosi there, but as that happened, Nunchi gets 2. And that's the uneven trades there are going to favor the side of Jade.
Yeah, as it's gonna be really a interesting way here that it plays out, especially on the map. We'll see if it changes any here on first point here. As it's slowly going in, Lenove ready to try and do something. Not quite sure where one should attack. It's gonna be a bit of poke here and there. Both teams feeling each other out. But in here comes the engagement of Lenove, and it's get punished pretty well. Swift going low a bit, but will regain health. Both teams are looking for it. Look out for Hezbollah and that EMP though.
Matt is doing such a good job. When he's rolling around, he's rolling through rooms and making sure he makes all the way around some natural cover to make sure he gets out with his life here. But now with these few pulse bombs getting thrown in here, it's going to get even dicier.
Yeah, as J9 going down, and that's a lovely team play here that you see from Jade. You see that whenever Hezbollah is in trouble, Nunchi is just ready to go in there and help. It's a great hunt down here, Finfusion going solo. That's, yeah. Lovely play from Jade so far.
And it's not, where is the butt scratch? I believe they did get their butt scratch already, so that cart's, they will have forward spawns, and they already got that first checkpoint here. There's still over 7 minutes left in this map. There's a lot to play for.
Absolutely, as they're slowly trying to go in, getting some positions up. They're trying to go for that backline disruption. It's gonna be bombs out here on the side of Jade. Lenove close to bombs, will get the bombs out. It's gonna give a small amount of space, but will it be any space that matters? Hezbollah not gaining anything either. That's gonna be Finfusion hack. But ult here from Bucky will create some space. Fab going down. And in comes Swift here with the EMP. Does, however, not find kills, only gets killed. And it's looking very desperate for both teams as Bucky is so incredibly low. Gets down, Hezbollah gets down too. And finally the kills are coming through on the side of Budget Chuck.
Jade did such a good job there draining out the ultimates from Shock. They got the Pulse Bomb, EMP, and I believe some mines out pretty early, so now it's going to be a pretty dry fight for both teams just to support ultimate to their names. Matt will build up to those mines, however. That's the advantage that Matt gets for being able to, or for forcing out the mines from Lanao earlier.
Yeah. I guess we can see Lenove going down a bit here. Does get a slam in, but ult's coming not out here of Matt, as Matt is gonna die. That's sound barrier just a bit too late. Nunchi low will go down, and it's a lovely showing on the side of Budget Chuck as they're really just finally getting it turning around in their favor. They're finally finding that pace.
Yeah, it is a long way to push though. They don't even have the butt scratch unlocked yet. There's a lot of room to play for, or there's a lot of room to play with here if you're the side of Jade. They have all the way up until that checkpoint. They're trying to give up.
No, Lenovo was trapped with a body block. And that's one of the small little things where you're just gonna get screwed. This is gonna be Jade back in it again. And also, if you've been listening, and you were a bit confused with the butt scratch thing, if you look at the robot, whenever the robot captures the first point, it will always scratch its butt at the...
It's a union mandated break.
Absolutely. Lenovo going down again. Lenovo honestly is kind of feeding right now, as Lenovo seems to just go in and die way too many times. Not really taking an opportune moment to play with one's team.
Well, now the EMP coming out from Jade.
And like what we see here, Jade going down, Budget Fusion, Budget Shock, they're finally getting some kills. They're getting what they want. It's a bit of cleanup here, as Nunjin will slowly but surely die.
Well, that's the thing here. Jade can give up a lot of these fights there. You don't have to win this by a whole country mile. You just have to win it by 1 meter here. So knowing which fights you can give up and which ones are critical to win will determine the success on this game type.
Absolutely. It's gonna be Swift in with a lovely ult. But Bucky unfortunately able to just sustain oneself, still very low. Just recover a bit of HP on that passive. It's back and forth, neither team really finding anything yet. But J9 a bit in trouble. Fusion Fin going down here as Matt finds the kill. Bucky getting Fab 2, and that's just a lovely start here. Or
yeah, they're
start continuation of the following twins.
Yeah, they are going to get it pushing once again, though. Get that meterage building. Seeing if they can't get it all the way up this hill.
Yeah, and oh, some late kills here. Not gonna look good for Budget Shock, as they're gonna have some troubles really getting into the fight in any good time. And every time you have to wait, that's a bad time. Let's see what Lenovo can do.
Does
Trying to
look
get
like Jade.
Josie here.
Let's push back.
It's gonna be a bit of chaos on both sides. Doji finally going down. And, oh, Bucky does escape with one's life intact.
Just in case.
As it's gonna
Yeah, it
be.
looks like-
Oh no, sorry. You go.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I actually forgot what I was gonna say at this point, but yeah, we got Hospital now at least trying to get something going here in that somber 1v1. But now Matt's gonna slam in and really get this fight going.
Yeah. Swift coming in here, getting close to that ult. Hasbulla already has it, but doesn't need it right now, so they're getting kills fine without it. They might use it just to finish off the fight, however, as it's gonna be a bit back and forth. Dozy getting low. Fusion Fin, you need to hunt them down. But at this point, you're not actually touching the payload either, so it's only time off the table.
The cart is now marching back the other way. I've actually seen a couple teams just not push the bot here as we get down to the end and make that enemy team spend the extra 30 seconds walking all the way to the other end of the map here. But it looks like Jade will opt to try to get some more meterage here as they are pushing the bot back.
Yeah. It's also going to be great because they're gonna have to push into overtime soon on the side of Budget Shock if this fight lasts longer than a couple of seconds. As Matt gets sniped a bit here, but not gonna be much. Swift with a triple in here, Bucky going down, and that's the turnaround they need as Jade, they're just gonna run. They're just gonna decide, nope, we're not doing this.
They weren't, Budget Shock wasn't able to get a lot of ultimates out. Sure, the sound barrier did come out, but now you're sitting on a few very key ultimates for the side of Jade. That EMP and Kitsune Rush are so critical, they can be absolute fight winning.
And that's a lovely pulse bomb right there. Getting 2 and just a fight winner. Unfortunately, for the side of Budget Shock, they aren't quite getting any ult charge here, and that's gonna probably be the doom of them next fight here.
Bucky has not been saving cleanse for these pulse bombs, so J9's been able to get them left and right. Well, I'll be curious to see if Bucky doesn't make that playstyle adjustment here later on.
And a lovely pulse bomb from Nunchi here. Not able to do much right there as it was put in straight away. Nunchi getting a triple, baby, and that's gonna be a lovely turnaround here from Jade.
Yeah, I guess neither Kiriko are holding cleanse for pulse bomb here. Both these traces are waiting out that Zuzu to make sure their ultimates do find some value here, and find value did Nucci here.
Yeah. And Jade winning here. They had the most distance, so far the story has been Jade dominating. We'll, I think, get one more map, right?
Yeah, we should be Probably going one more
We'll-
looking at the time here.
and we'll see if Budget Shock are able to win at least one map. They have had moments of shining glory where they really have shown that they can win, but so far it's just been Jade being just that much more consistent, and yeah.
And it seems like they're all tracking better. They're fight planning better as well. They're just a little bit more prepared for the fights that are about to happen right in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're gonna see in a moment or two what the next map will be, I'd definitely say that also when we see Dosi on that Lucio, it seems to be a bigger advantage for Jade because that sound barrier just seems to save their team more and makes it harder for just Body Shock to exist. Fab doing all one can on that Brigitte, I think, honestly just doesn't do as much as the Lucio in the long run.
Well, Brig's also easier to kill in these dive comps. She's not as mobile as Lucio. If Lucio's up in the skybox or up on some walls, he's very hard to lock down. So it's also that Dosi's not as much of a liability, and it's probably a bit of a comfort thing as well. When you're more comfortable in the hero, you're just 100% dying less.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be Fab here switching on the Lucio maybe to try and adapt Jade's variation of the strategy, and we'll see if that's the magic little change that truly does it for the side of Budget
Well,
Shock, as we're
we've
going
seen,
into Nate Market.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Lucios on control points in general. That extra speed boost, getting to the point first, and getting superior positioning on maps that are very symmetrical can be massive advantages. So I wouldn't be shocked to see Lucios or even a Sim TP out of spawn here.
Oh no, yeah, very usual for this type of map. We're gonna see exactly if looks like there's a bit of a discussion here in both teams. It seems like Jade wants to run something a bit different here. As Bull is still in that Sombra, we'll see if it's just caster baiting or if it's actual strategy here on the side of Jade, as they do sign up as ready right now. And then
I was gonna say, even if they are ready, Bucky hasn't picked a hero, so one of those things. I would be shocked to see a Moira. Moira has not been prevalent in this meta. I can't even really think of a reason to play Moira in a 5v5 environment. Like, she doesn't die, she does put out a lot of healing, but so do a lot of other options.
Yeah.
She does build her ult very fast, so if you're going to go for a tempo play, building that Coalescence and using it almost immediately can be very useful, i.e. Dallas Fuel style. But yeah, I'd be shocked if they run out on this Moira, especially given it's Dosi on the Moira. You don't normally see your Lucio player swapping over to flex support like that.
Yeah, no. As it's gonna be interesting to see. Because, I mean, one thing you could use the Moira for is just generally to help Cleveland and make the Tracer's life a living hell. But I feel like there's other ways of doing that, even still.
Well, and I don't know if you have to necessarily even torture the Tracer. You just have to deny any value and then find a pick somewhere else. So as long as your backline is surviving the dives, that's annoying enough.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, yes, we're gonna see Swift and Buggy are the people we're waiting for to pick a hero. It's gonna be interesting also to see the ball composition here, how it's gonna work on point, or if it's gonna try and play outside of point more on the attack.
I would not be shocked to see that Mega get hacked up here from the side of Budget Shock, so Linao does have that extra health pack to play around, as well as it allows them to spread out a bit more and apply pressure, not just to the point.
Got a few tricks.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, konnichiwa.
That's
But it will.
where finally seeing some changes here and there. Hopefully we'll get a game soon.
Over here.
It is going to be up to these Sombras to control health packs, but as I say that, Hasbulla is hovering in Echo. Just kidding. I would expect Swift over on the Sombra, especially given the rest of his team's composition. He's probably just AFK'ing.
Yeah. Getting a little drink, probably dry from screaming. Why am I dead already? Who killed me even?
What's up?
That is the general thing I think most of us do half the time
Hey.
when we play Overwatch, as well as rethinking our life choices. Really a secret skill this game truly has.
Well,
Making
they
us
did
rethink our life choices, I mean.
they did nerf that a bit with the increased queue times. You don't have as much time to just stare into the despair of the timer between games.
That is true. And I mean, you can't even complain to your teammates as much after the match anymore. Because as soon as the highlight is over, the game is over.
Honestly,
The
I kind of
fearless
don't.
has changed.
I kind of don't mind it.
Well, okay.
I don't know how many good conversations I ever had after that play.
Oh, maybe I'm just less of a toxic person than you then, because I've had lots
Oh,
of good
I'm not.
conversations.
Oh, no, I'm not the one being toxic.
Konnichiwa.
But yeah, no, I'm
no,
okay
no,
with
I'm
not
kidding, I'm
having I'm okay with not having strangers from the internet in my ears for longer than I have to.
Oh, really? Is that true? Are you saying something? Are you saying something?
You're not a stranger.
What do you mean?
You're a co-caster.
Well-
It's different.
Ah, yes, sure. That is true.
You're a professional talker.
Except I'm not getting paid for this, but yes, I am very pro. I have a golden mic. I didn't know if you guys knew this, but we actually get competitive points for this. We can only use it on caster stuff, however. So we can also get golden teeth if we want. Very little known fact. But,
Looking like fucking Flavor Flav.
we can also,
Jesus.
for some reason, also get golden toenails, but why that is, I do not know.
I
We
don't
see a
want to
lovely
know.
TP strat coming in here. It's gonna be lovely to see how the Nove is gonna try and get in, gets in, and just takes a lot of damage. But gets not much more done. They're gonna need to take out those turrets, and they do take out 1 and 2. Trying to find their way. They're finally starting to surround it. It's a lovely boob onto Dozy here, and that's really what you want. It's the start of the fight. Lovely hack here onto Matt. Coming back and forth. It's gonna be Lenovo trying to get something done. Not dying in the process, and Matt getting killed. And we're seeing what this composition can do. It can cause so much chaos. Attack from all lines of sight. Has Bulla going down, but getting a kill on Swift in the meantime. It's gonna be Dozy here for a last minute stall.
Oh,
And then it's gonna turn around.
Matt tried to get in there at the last moment, unable to keep it going, but that is 23 free % here, and now Dozy getting a bit of revenge.
Yeah. There's gonna be some lovely hacks coming in from both sides. Fab going a bit low here. We're gonna see if they're able to turn it around in the end. This is gonna be Bucky going a bit low. Pulse bomb coming in, not catching anything. Okay, Mike, I'm not gonna be happy about that one, as it's gonna be Swift going down, Fusion Finn going low, dying, and yeah, the Nova trying to stall for the last little second.
It is kind of funny, you see that full swap up from the side of Jade after giving up the point there. That TP strat was cute, it got him on the point and a few free percentage, but then they immediately go back to their bread and butter and went back to point here.
Yeah, and immediately also takes it. It's interesting to see here what they're gonna do with the ults here with that on that Lucius. We'll see if it can be a turning point here, as Hasbulla is not quite up on that EMP. Oh, and that's a lovely shot down here onto Fusion Finn, but it's still gonna get the ult out, and it's a lovely start here on the side of Butcherchuck, as it's a flip of a coin, constantly either tails or head on who will win, and it's gonna be head.
That was so tricky. Finn did get the Kitsune Rush out there despite getting CC'd a bit. It is so hard to actually interrupt that ultimate cast. You essentially have to kill that Kiri within 2 or 3 frames.
Yeah, It's gonna be, unfortunately, a late ult here for Bucky. We'll see if they try and get it. It's gonna be a lovely, lovely, lovely ult here from both sides. It's gonna be Azula getting MP2, but ultimately Buttershot, they're just not dying. They're just sustaining through it. Lenove very low, but
The EMP,
yeah.
the EMP there from Swift was able to delete the Kitsune Rush, so any advantage that Jade had was immediately removed there.
Yeah, and that's a lovely boot from Fab here. It's gonna be 2 down on the side, 3 down on the side of Budget Chuck, so they have to just stall it out. They're stalling in a bit, but Fab going down low, getting healed up by Fusion Fin, but Fusion Fin can not do more. As Fusion Fin is dead, and it's hard to do things when you're dead.
They do build up to 85% there. One-ish fight territory now for both teams, essentially. You got one last good shot at this, and maybe a quick attempt here if you're efficient with your time.
Yeah. It's gonna be both teams pulling back a bit here to try and get Lenove on the back line. And either Lenove bought some space here, or just gave a bit of charity ult charge. Unfortunately, yes. It's gonna be both teams going in for the fight. Be Swift touching here. It's a lovely touch here. Nunchi not getting anything with that pulse. It's gonna be on down on Bucky, but Bucky will tally out. It's gonna be interesting to see who will finally get that kill. J9 getting a bit low. Nunchi dying. And oh, what an ult. Finishing off here the fight as it's, yeah, gonna be first round to Jade.
Oh, Tracer or Sombras can be frustrating to play into, as everyone's really happy that they're playing into a Sombra dive right now, and it's totally a chill comp that everyone's enjoying and having fun on.
Yeah, who would ever not like getting hacked and knocked around by a ball and a Lucio, keeping in mind also that actually Kiriko's little Susu ability that makes everyone immortal, cleanses your everything, also actually boops you.
Yeah, that is a ridiculous thing to think. That ability does so many things. We can probably start to remove a few of them. Like on the list of 5 things that thing does. It's ridiculous.
Oh no, didn't you know? It's actually 6 things.
Is it actually? I didn't count.
It is.
No, yeah, it actually is. It also causes your mental, your mentality to go down the drain.
boomage?
Yeah,
The
it gives you
boomage.
post-traumatic stress of just seeing things that you can't hurt be immortal all of the time. Also, the boomage does really confuse you the hell away, because that ability should not boop you whatsoever. The fact that it does is in itself confusing beyond belief.
The confusing part to me is that ability is like someone had to make it, right? Like they just didn't need to add, like, it's not like they made the ability and it accidentally booped people and they're like, oh, I guess we can leave it in, it's not that big of a deal. So I will say I don't think the Kiri boop is the end of the world. But like someone did have to just add that. That's the thing that gets me, of like,
Yeah.
someone had to go out of the way to be like, yes, it should also boop. Of like, what? Why?
Yeah, and it's also an interesting thing with the newer characters know what from the start of the game. So much more characters just have more details. I swear, if the next hero doesn't have 9 abilities that does 800 different things at the same time, I don't know what game I'm playing anymore at this point.
It's okay, power creep never existed. It's not a thing.
I know.
Overwatch.
It's a myth. It's gonna be a lovely little brawl here on the side of Jade, as they're gonna really push in. They're gonna just hunt down Swift, and this is what you want to see in this brawl.
Which you would think normally the Wrecking Ball can really boop Ryan around and make his life really difficult and hard to take space when you're just getting constantly booped by a ball. But it seems like Lunao is prioritizing backline damage, and as that happens, Matt just walks in, just W's at your team with a big old hammer.
Yeah, and especially on this map, it's definitely gonna be difficult for Lunove to really get those boops in, as it really is a brawl map. Lenovo going for that little back cap to distract the enemy team a bit. Not quite getting it in. Getting kills, that is. Nunchi low. J9 will go down, but that's gonna be Fusion Fin getting Nunchi.
Fusion Fin is making that Kiri work here. Love seeing how much damage he can put out on that hero. He's an absolute freak, and now that lamp has been expended for the side of Jade.
Yeah, it's gonna be Lenovo making some mess, but will get killed in the end. That window just doing so much damage. And Matt trying to catch Fusion Fin will just make Fusion Fin run away. Yeah, it's so far, name of the game from Jade has been domination. This Dozy does go down, however. We'll see if this is an opening.
This might be a blessing in disguise. It's giving the side of Jade a bit more time to build up to some of these ultimates. We see a May ult now online, and Matt's so close to that shatter.
Yeah, and it's a rough run here from Budget Chuck, as they're getting, quite frankly, hammered. Janon on the Genji here, trying to do something here, but it's gonna be Fusion Fin dead and gone.
This does seem like a desperation swap. There's not a lot of time left here. He's not going to get close to a blade kind of at all here. So it is just kind of a fun last round of scrim pick here. Swift will get the touch. It send us into an overtime here.
Yep. Maybe even an ult to boot. It's gonna be Nunchi here with the ult. They're gonna be able to touch with J9. J9 going down. It's Fab last on point here. Lenovo coming in with ults. Last minute turnaround. But everything in the favor of Jade so far. But they're not finding the kills, so... Yeah, nope, they did it right there. And in comes Lenovo, trying to get something. Doesn't quite know what to do at this point. Has Bula almost dead? But not quite. So it's gonna be Matt going very low. Nunchi also going low. It's gonna... Yeah, it's just a mess. Buggy are dying. That's lovely for Budget Chuck, as it's what they need to just turn it around. And this is when finally something happens. In the mess that is Overwatch.
The point is flipped, and I think it might be time to hide Matt's chat. If we could do that, that'd be cool. But yeah, we do finally get the flip over. This point will be extended. J9 is building up to that blade. I didn't think he was going to be able to build one, but he's already at 85%. That's going to be a major win con for this dive comp.
Lenovo almost got killed right there. It's gonna be Swift trying to get that all in time. It's gonna be a lovely kill onto Buggy, and that's exactly what you want. And this might be the turnaround for Budget Chuck, as they're doing really well. Ult coming in here from J9, finally getting Dozy. That's lovely to see. It's gonna be Nunchi trying to be the next target, but it's gonna be J9 getting taken out by Hazbula.
Well, now Jade has regrouped. They are fighting as 5, and they're rushing in, but now those mines are going to deter this push at all here from Matt.
Yeah, it's gonna be Nunchi coming in with a Deadeye. Not gonna find anything to connect with. It's gonna be Blizzard coming out. It's gonna be Lenovo dying. It's slowly but surely turning around in Jade's favor.
But Finn does let that Kiri rush go. We've seen how much damage he can put out with that, but now the beat from Dozy is going to match it. And that
nice stun
is exactly what this rush comp needs.
And that's a lovely stun from the side of Lenovo on that Doomfist here, blocking Shatter. And that's a lovely, 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 lovely EMP, turning the fight around at the last moment as the kills are coming in, but they're coming in from both sides. Nunchi on that backline might be able to get something done. Just a little touch gets Fab, and Nunchi killing one by one. As the front line of Budget Chuck is also gonna go down. And it is turned around again.
Well, now we got a beat out from Fab as they are in overtime here. It's 99 to 99. Budget Chuck are trying to do their best to stay on point here.
Yeah, it's gonna be Nunchi going dangerously low. Nice stun there from Lenovo. And nope, Deadeye again doesn't connect. But it's chaos all over. The abilities thrown one side of the other to try and dodge and block. And then another charge into fist, but it's gonna be Lenovo finally dying here. That's the stall on the side of Budget Shock. Just slowly but surely ain't gonna be enough as Jade, by a hair, by the width of a hair, takes second.
0 to 2.
I think I counted like 3 beats for Dozy there. Absolute Lucio machine, pumping out as much heals for his team as they needed there. And eventually when overtime does go on for that long, all it takes is 1 second off the point and that overtime wiki evaporates.
Push your
Absolutely,
limits.
yeah.
Nothing breaks that cannot
We're gonna
mend.
see here. You also look at Dozy's heals, you'll see that they are very, very high too for a Lucio.
Oh, we love our little match chat. Oh boy. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. But yeah, we are gonna see a bit of a change up here now. We are gonna. I don't know if we're gonna see another rush comp. Given the map, this map has been a big dive map, a big Pharah echo map as well. But Tracer's always at home on Lijiang as well. So we'll see what the teams actually decide to run here. Once they're done, you know, flaming each other.
I've got a few tricks.
Takes a while. Apparently.
Hey,
Yeah, it's hard to ready up your team when you're typing. So
Yeah.
oh, getting creative. Love to see it. Love to see it. I have loved seeing the Cassidy though. That little 5 yard or 5 meter damage fall off there has been doing great for him. You've been seeing him in the meta on and off now. Seeing him alongside a monkey though from the side of Budget Shock is unexpected.
It is a scrim. And what works, works. And that's a lovely kill here onto Dozy. And down goes Nunchi.
It does
So
seem
far,
like
so
the
good.
side of it does seem like the side of Budget Shock has rotated essentially onto comfort picks at this point. I can't see much how this composition is supposed to work with a Cassidy dive, so it does seem just everyone's on nice comfy heroes. And sometimes that comfort's all you need.
It's gonna be a lovely, lovely, lovely fight coming up here. Full of chaos. Has Bula going down. And Bucky going low. J9 dying at the hands of Nunchi. As Bucky tries to get that kill onto Swift. Will go down in the meantime. Nunchi not quite able to do much with that turret in the way. Has to kill it with the help of Matt. We're going in. Fusion Fin
Yeah, and these are
on that block.
And it looks like these trades are going to favor the side of Budget Shock here. J9 is back with that magnetic grenade, and he's going to immediately force back that Tracer. Yeah, it looks like Nucci is a little bit more hesitant to dive in here as soon as he sees that Cassie and that Torgor.
Yeah. Yes, it's gonna be turret immediately killed. Hasbullah getting close to that ult, getting a nice hack here onto Swift. Ult coming on from both sides. It's gonna be Mines taking out J-Mine. But it's a lovely trade here on the side of Budget Shock as they're getting kill after kill through both sides. And oh, it's looking good. This composition, it works for them.
It does seem like that turret combined with the Cassidy there is exactly what they needed to shut down this dive. With so much damage from that turret and Swift himself, it's going to be really hard to dive in here. And he has the Molten Core as well.
Yeah, as we're slowly getting into the next fight here. We get a great boop here on J9 on the side of the map here. Hasbullah going dangerously low, has that ult, needs to love and get it on. Lenovo trying to gets a little boop. And oh, Dozy does get up again. It's gonna be an EMP onto Fab and Swift. Swift dying, Fab going next. Nonchi dying in the process. And Lenovo, Swift getting a late kill here. Lenovo back in the fight, trying to get something done. Getting healed up as J9 is back in the fight.
They are going to have to come in and touch here. It's overtime, and Matt's going to have to roll in here, and he barely extends overtime.
Yeah, close to that all, but dies in the process, and that's what you don't want to see here. As it's gonna be Nunchi having to get something with this pulse bomb. Swift turret goes down. It's lovely kill onto Dosi, however. Alt in there, advantage is going. Nunchi not able to catch anything, and it's Budget Shock finally turning it around. Either through the power of pure tilt and will, or through this weird ass composition, just absolutely dominating the enemy team.
Mines are out for Matt, and eventually it won't matter. But that is our third and final map here.
Yeah. And, I mean, when Jade played Diva, Torp, and so many characters on Dorado, I honestly thought they were trying to summon Cthulhu. It seems like Budget Shock managed to summon Cthulhu and the power thereof, because they really did turn it around with their composition. Either because they confused the heck out of Jade, or just because it really was a great counter to how they were playing.
Yeah, it's a little interesting there. I think the Torb Diva has a little more validity with how often Diva's flying around here.
Yeah.
But I believe we're doing some interviews. We're sorting that out at the moment. See who we're gonna drag in here. But yeah, as the teams work that out. But yeah, I love seeing the Diva Torb. I think Diva with 4-second boosters gets in and gets out. And instead of playing around a tank, you almost play around the anchor of a Torb when you're trying to deny a specific area, like the high ground on Route 66. Or was it Dorado?
It was Dorado.
Dorado?
Yeah.
Dorado. I mix up those two maps.
Fair.
But yeah, so it's kind of tricky here what teams want to run, but also you have to remember that this is not Overwatch League. We are not at the absolute highest echelons of play, whereas sometimes comfort can be more important.
Absolutely. Being really good at a certain hero can just sometimes make such a difference. So yeah. In maybe one? As yeah.
It was a long scrim. I can see both teams are probably wanting to lick their wounds, especially after that last round. That was one hell of a map.
Yeah. One hell of a
So I think that will... So yeah, I think that will be it for us. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, join the Discord, join us here on Saturday for our Diamond Tournament. So thank you from myself, thank you from Hell here, and thank you from the producer. Thank you for watching.
Yeah. Have a lovely day. Bye.